wish you were here, 'cause without you, I'm standing still.
Sometimes the best Drake melodies aren't complicated. They're
Without
just
you
felt.
by my
3 chords. That's
side,
it.
nothing
That's
feels
all I used. But it's not about those chords. It's about how you move through them. When I'm making a Drake melody, I'm not thinking theory. I'm thinking emotion. Each note should feel like they're saying something. Either it's pulling tension or letting go. Let's get into it. All right, so first things first, Reggie sent me a starter, and this is the vocal that he sent.
I wish you were here.
Let me play it without effects.
I wish you were here, 'cause without you, I'm standing still. Without you by my side, nothing feels right.
And this part, I pitched it up one. And for the effects, it sounds like this.
I wish you were here, 'cause without you, I'm standing still.
And what I have on here is a fruity delay 2, a fruity chorus, a Valhalla vintage verb, lowered the mix. I lowered the mix as well for the fruity chorus, and I have a fruity compressor. I also have another EQ and a Valhalla delay. The next vocal that's right here, I have a EQ to EQ out the highs, another EQ to EQ out more of the highs, a Valhalla vintage verb. I lowered the mix, a fruity delay 2, a pan man to pan it left to right, and a fruity filter to take off some of the high frequencies using the cutoff feature. That's why it sounds so filtered out, along with the parametric EQ. Now let's get into the chord progression. The chord progression is very simple. It sounds like this. All right, very simple. What I have on the piano is a Valhalla vintage verb. I lowered the mix and a Valhalla delay, but I turned it off because it was going too crazy. Next is the top line that I did. Well, one top line that I did, just to give it some bounce. What I have on here is Valhalla vintage verb, some Chrysler. That's why y'all can hear the little artifact in the back, and it's on the default preset, and I ain't tweaked nothing in the Chrysler. So this is the default preset, and I have a effect rack, the dark reflections preset. So you'll find it in one of these, and it's just the regular dark reflections preset. I ain't tweak it or nothing, and that's why I can hear that little artifact in the back, and it also have some delay to it. And next I have a cymatic solution. It also gives the artifacts in the back. It's just to make it stand out more. That's all. Next is Synology, one of my favorite pads. And what I have is the PWM Soft Pad 1. And this is it without effects. This is with. All I have on here is a Valhalla vintage verb. Next is a bass I got from Trillion. This bass is the Attack MS-20 Square. It's one of my favorite basses. With effects, it sounds like this. And that's only a EQ to EQ out the highs. And this is it without the effect. right? It sounds very grungy. It has that very high end, and it just don't sound that good unless that's what you're going for. So that's why I EQ'd out the highs so that it can sound a little bit more mellow and darker. Next is some strings from Triton, and these are the Largo strings. I have a Valhalla Vintage Verb on here to give it more room. Default preset, and I lowered the mix and the mixer track. Next is some vocals from Play, Opus. I EQ'd out the highs. Valhalla Vintage Verb, lowered the mix, and a fruity delay too. A Pan Man, and a fruity filter. This is it without all those effects. Very dry vocal. And this is it with the effects. The effects just make it blend in. When you add the EQ, the Valhalla Vintage Verb, and Pan Man, it makes it blend in a lot more rather than be dry and in your face. Next is some wrong one. Next is these right here, some Rhodes, the D50 Fantasia. Without effects, it sounds like this. And with effects, it sounds like this. What I have on here is a Fruity Flangus. Without it, with it, y'all see the modular aspect it adds. And I also have a Chorus June 6, a Valhalla Delay, a Pancake, left to right shy, so I can pan it left from right. And how you find that is left to right shy. You click here and you click left to right shy. Next is some RC20 Retro, the wow and flutter preset. That's why y'all can hear it wowing and fluttering. And the next thing I have is this run from Ain Sounds pack, from my Ain Sound one shot pack. And I thought it was so fire. What I have on here is a Valhalla Vintage Verb, lowered the mix, a Fruity Delay 2, and a Pan Man. So the next instrument I have is a Spitfire Chamber Strings from Contact, and I have it on the Sustain preset, right, the long one. Now it sounds like this. And all I have on here is a Valhalla Vintage Verb. I got this from Splice. And it's like a pad riser type thing. And I have a parametric EQ to EQ out the highs. A EQ, Valhalla Vintage Verb, lower the mix, Fruity Delay 2, Pan Man, and a fruity filter. This is it without the effects. And this is it with the effects. Right, it blends in a lot more. Now for the background textures, I have this right here without effects, with effects. And what I have on here is a EQ, another EQ, Valhalla Vintage Verb, and for delay 2, Pan Man, and a fruity filter. Now y'all may asking, oh, he got the same effects on damn near everything. Well, the reason why I have that is because I use a preset, and that's a preset I made. And y'all can do that as well. That helps y'all workflow a lot. If y'all make a preset that y'all can use and that fits damn near every sound, right? So the reason why I use this preset is to make things more background, right? The name is background vocal preset. That's why I named it, because I put it on stuff that I want to be in the background. So when it comes to stuff like that, You guys can make a preset for it so that I don't have to do it every time, and it saves a lot of time. Because most of the time you're just going at the same things anyways, because you know how to get that sound, and the same effects give you that sound. So ain't no reason to add it almost every time. All right, just a tip. Next is this from Splice, an electric guitar. And I pitched it up 3. And what I have on here is a pancake, a sketch cassette, ooh, chords June 6, cymatic illusions, a fruity flangus. I lowered the mix so it couldn't be too strong, and a Valhalla vintage verb. Next is this right here, and it's from Diva, and it's the MK Overdrive Lite. It's a lead. Without effects, it sounds like this. And with the effects I have on here, a Valhalla vintage verb, a chorus June 6, a Valhalla delay, and cymatic illusions. The preset I have on here is a delay distance preset, and y'all can find it by going to factory, and this was the second one. Next is some pedal textures, and I got these from Ain Sound one shot kit, and it's just this one, and I reversed it so it can come back into the same one, right? And what I have on here is my preset, but I turned off some of the EQ, and I just have a Valhalla vintage verb, mess with the mix, a fruity delay too, and that's practically all. Last thing that I have in here is this synth sound right here. And I got it from an Ain Sounds one shot kit, and this is it without effects. But it wasn't blending in, so I added some Valhalla vintage verb. I messed with the mix. This is the default preset. I just messed up with the low cut, right? And I have messed with the mix and the mixer track. This thing I have on here is a pancake 2 and left to right shy. I use that preset religiously because I don't like it when it pans from left all the way to the right? Because I feel like it leaves some empty spaces. Unless that's what I'm going for, and unless it sounds good, I probably won't use a regular panning ever, right? And that's practically all for the melody. That's all I have here. For this, I had automated the delay, right? Because in the beginning, y'all would hear the delay is going crazy, but I didn't want it to go crazy the entire time, and I just wanted to have a delay after this word gets cut off. Because if y'all hear it without it, if y'all hear without the delay, ooh, but without the delay, like it just cuts off abruptly. So I wanted it to keep going on, and I had automated this delay so that it's not going crazy the entire time. All right, and that's practically all for this sample. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
I wish you were here, 'cause without you, I stand still. Without you by my side, nothing feels right.